Hey everyone, so today we're going to be covering a very cool topic, which is single cycle waveforms. And I feel like I've just come out of 2 weeks of just pure single cycle waveform synthesis and sound design. I've learned a ton of tricks along the way. So basically I've been creating a pack for the Digitakt II called Substance, and it's 64 bass and synth presets. So there's 32 bass, 32 synths. They all use the factory waveforms. So factory waveforms can be found if you go into samples, plus drive. Everybody will have a factory folder. And if you go down to oscillators, you've got single cycle waveforms. And on their own, they just sound like dry oscillators. Pretty cool. But once you start to add actual synthesis sound design to them, they really start to shine. So I'm going to prove this to you and show you just by going through 6 of the demo patterns that I made for this pack. So each of the demo patterns has about 3 to 4 synths or bass sounds that we can also manipulate using the Faderfox PC4. So I've got track 2, track 3. Track 2 is usually bass, and then we've got 5 and 6, which are like extra leads as well. And I can control the mod wheel and the breath controller. So each preset comes with performance macros. So they're really expressive and very fun to work with. So let's have a listen. So I'm going to start with this 130 BPM kind of bicep each idea. And just straight away, the bass, lovely, warm, moogie. Can add effects in there like this. Let's bring some effect, some claps in, maybe shakers. And I'm going to start to bring this next synth in now as well. And you can hear me controlling that, opening it up. Really nice little pattern. I'm also using a lot of like random trigs as well. So as it's going through, the main lead is kind of got these little fill notes in, always making it unique. Let's just have a listen to that one, because this is my favourite sound out of the whole bunch of these. It's called Twanger. And it sounds like a real world acoustic stringed instrument, kind of like Eastern sounding. And you can add a little bit of kind of FM there as well. Bit of high pass and some reverb. Really nice. And let's just have a listen to that other synth as well. Very bicep-y. The name suggests so as well. Quadricep. I thought that was quite funny. Probably many people that have made presets have made that joke. There's also another preset in there called tricep as well. So let's move over to track 1. Let's start with track 1, because that's kind of like a little nice melodic techno track at 127. We'll start with the melodic stuff and then we'll get into the darker stuff. So let's just bang it all in and have a little listen. I'll let it play through, and then what I'm going to do is go into each individual sound. And if you like the drums as well, they're actually from a sample pack. So that's called Raw Techno, and there's just tons of loops and single shots, really nice beefy kicks as well. So let's just go right down to that bass. So this one's called Moogie for very good reason. So the breath controller will always kind of add like an effect style thing, so it will add some filtering, maybe some kind of LFO movement sometimes, and also some effect sends. And you'll notice that like a lot of the time I kind of keep the sounds dry. Like you can hear a little bit of delay coming through there, and the reason why you can hear that even though it's off is that if we go into the let me try and find it. Where is it? Key tracking. You can see higher notes bring in more reverb, more delay, and also open up the filter envelope a little bit. If I just stop that, you'll notice, if I just come out of that actually, go into keyboard, as we go higher, it's way more wet, and that was on purpose because I wanted the lower notes to be less affected. The other reason why a lot of presets don't have a lot of delay and reverb is because you might have a pattern already with really, really long delays and reverbs, and if I'm running the bass into that, that's just not going to sound good at all. So that was the reason for that. Some of the leads do have a lot of effects, like this one, because even if you've got really long reverbs, that's going to sound pretty cool anyway. I can manipulate that sound as well. And this is like the main riff of the idea. Let's bring that kick in. Sounds really nice when you open up this lead, because what we actually do is we increase the panning, the random panning as well. If I turn it back down, you'll notice it's more mono. Let me just crank my headphones up. I'm really enjoying this. See what I mean? It's just so expressive and analog sounding, and I'm just really impressed with the way that Digitakt II handles single cycle waveforms. Oh, we've got another little bass, I forgot about that. And a little offbeat hi-hat. Let's swap the basses, so that's what this track's all about. Ready? So imagine we're doing a big build up, maybe some snare fills in there. I haven't got any at the minute. And then what I'm going to do is drop into this. Second bass on 8. Let's go to that bass because I don't actually have knob set up for track 8, I forgot to do it. So let's hone in on that one, see what we've got there. Bit of bit crushing, chorus, amp decay, go to breath controller. Some nice kind of like open, effecty type stuff for build-ups. Proper meaty. Got a right little groove going on here, I'm dancing away. Ready? It's a nice little change from making distorted punk electro. I'm really enjoying making melodic stuff recently. So anyway, that's enough for that. I could jam around with that all day. Highly recommend getting a MIDI controller to pair with the Digitakt because it's a nightmare going through all of this. And if you've seen my other videos as well, I've got some Old Blood Noise Endeavours sliders which are off screen at the moment. If you want to see some videos on them, just go through my YouTube. And what I've got is they are going through the Pirate MIDI Bridge 6, which is somewhere in my room, but I can't see it at the minute. And I can basically program per pattern what those two controllers do. So I can choose to open absolutely everything in the pattern, every mod wheel with one slider and every breath controller with one slider. So there's a lot going on here, but if I use the Old Blood Noise Endeavours, I can create these like wild performance macros that sound like using the Octatrack's crossfader. It's just as powerful as that. So let's move on to the next pattern. So obviously I'm not going to show you all the presets in the pack. There are 64 of them. But if you go and buy it, obviously, then you can test them all out. But let's just go into the next one. So, oh yeah, this one was nice. Another melodic one. Very bicep-y again. Here we've got the tricep sound. Nice. quite cut back fast enough with 4 knobs as I would with the sliders. Let's cut it back a bit. Nice little kind of trancey stab on the 5 called Trance Fizz. Really nice little build-up moment for that one. Little snare fill. That'll do for that. Great, I love that. Sorry if I sound like a blowing me on trumpet. I'm really not. I'm just really enjoying the sounds. It's been a few days since I revisited these, and just really nice to kind of jam them out with this MIDI controller as well. So let's go and move over to the next one. I don't know what we've got coming up. So it's 127, very techno-y. Oh, I remember this one. Any kind of Marcel Detman fans out there will appreciate this one. So let's just build it up slowly. So we've got this bass called Organ Dub, which I really like. I love the sound of opening it up like this. And the next sound I'm going to introduce is called Manchester. So there's 2 presets in this pack, one called Manchester, one called Liverpool. And they have a post synth pop punk kind of, not pop punk, sorry, synth pop or post punk vibe about them. Think Joy Division, Depeche Mode, The Cure. So I'll bring it in. Obviously it's a techno track, but it works so nicely. Check this. This is the Marcel Detman vibe I was talking about. This sound right here. Let's build it up a bit. My hairs have actually gone up on my arm. I don't know why. This wow wow wow, that just really gets me. I don't know why. It's probably bringing back summer memory of being at Space Ibiza in a second room listening to actually that Marcel Detman himself. Bringing back some kind of core memory. Start to bring it up. What I should have done is added a nice little kind of percussive sound in here, but I didn't get around to that. There is this extra sound here though. See if you can hear it. Like that, wow. Let me turn up the effects, see what that does. Let's put the mute mode on it and make my life a bit easier, because I can do that. Cue it up. Let's turn that bass right up as well. Oh, I forgot I had snare fills in there. Oh, what am I doing? Right, that's enough for that. Quite addictive. Let's see if we've got anything else. No, that was pretty much it for that one. So nice little 130 techno track. 140 BPM, I'm guessing, sorry, that this is the Electro one. So let's have a quick listen to this one. Let's just have a little breakdown, see what we've got going on. So we've got this bass sound. Very robotic, electro-y sounding. And I'm sure I've got another bass in here somewhere. This one. Which is kind of like a lead synth as well. And then I think on 3, we've got that sound, and if I turn that up, we get a little bit more out of it. I kind of like just strip back, sounds really cool. Yes, that one's cool. I think we've got one more actually, so let's just do this last one, and then I might just finish up just by going through the pack and messing around on the keyboard with some of the sounds. Maybe I'll do another video after this where we go into some of the sound design tricks and tips that have been used in this pack. So let's have a listen to this one. Set them down. Let's build it up. So yeah, I remember this one was kind of like a basement techno type idea. Let's see what we've got. Start with that bass. So it's actually, it's a different bass, that one, but I think on one of the patterns I used the same sound. So a little bit of tuning difference as we go up. I forgot about that, so check this out. With this one, on 2, make it like tighter, that sounds better. And then 3 and 5 do this kind of call and response, so check these out. So got boom, dong. And let's just turn these up and see what these do. Open up the decay and the reverb and everything. This one gets a bit nastier, I think. Yeah. So that kind of like resonant sound. Fucks that up a little bit, but there you go. Right, so yeah, I think that's pretty much it for the patterns. So quite a few little presets there. What I'm going to do now is just go to a different track, and let's just go to load preset and take a look at what we've got. So if I go down to select bank B, you can see we've got all of the presets here. So JO, obviously James Orvis, and then we've got SB, which is substance, and then the last description is basically the preset name. So you can find the presets pretty easily, and also you notice the tags are just simple as well. Didn't want to like convolute the pack too much by having like loads of different sounds. I just wanted it to be a bass and lead pack. Maybe I'll do some like other stuff in the future, like pads and drones and all this kind of stuff and effects. But I wanted this pack to be substance. Basically, I wanted it to be substance. Things that you put in the tracks that become the main elements, whether that's like lower frequency elements or the mid and high frequency elements, which is why we've just got bass. And instead of like saying lead and plucks and all this stuff, I just put synth. Because sometimes when I'm using a preset, I actually use it for different reasons. I might use like a lead sound and turn it into a pluck. So I just wanted it to be bass and synth. So let's have a little look through some of these. In fact, what might be quite cool actually is if we open up a new pattern and then I go to track 2 and then we've got the mod wheel access there as we skim through these. So let me just see if that works. Yeah, that works. Nice. Very bubbly Electro Jensen interceptor sound in there. See this? It's kind of it can be put into a lot of different genres, this pack, which is what my main aim was. Like you can see, we've gone from like techno to electro to melodic. Nice rubber bass. Again, great for techno, electro, anything. Flatulent. Whoa, I forgot I even programmed it like that. Just a big, fat, sweaty, wet fart coming out of there. Sizzler. See, there's so much more under the hood that we haven't touched in those presets. A lot of, like, sound design potential. So, bass is quite simple, a lot of them. You just open them up. Organ dub, we had that one earlier. Very electronic sounding. Moog, who doesn't want like a nice Moogie sound? And you'll notice as well, like a lot of these presets, especially the ones that are supposed to sound analog, like the Moogie one. And there's another one as well called Fatty, which I used to own a Slim Fatty, so I based it upon that. And the kind of sounds that I like to get from the Slim Fatty. And the reason why these work is because I've added, if we just have a look and go to modulation, a lot of these ones you can see I'm adding a very small amount of random tuning with a bit of slew. So it's, imagine the tuning's kind of just moving around one key all over the place. If we hold a single note, you'll notice that if I bring that up actually, that's what it's doing. It's slowly moving around. Do you hear that then, where it just veered off? So that's kind of what the tuning's doing, and that's bringing that unstable analog element to it. Also, sometimes I do it to the filter as well. So I'm using the low pass 4 filter there, and you can see that it's adding a bit of that as well. Getting a little bit ahead of ourselves here, so let's just go back. I will do another video shortly. I'll film it after this one, and that'll come out in a few days or next week, where I'll go in more deeply into the sound design of some of these presets. So let's just skim through another little fatty bass. Bodzinger. Another variation on that kind of Moogie synth. And then we've got some very useful subs which can be opened up or dampened there. Moog sub with what sounds like when you drive the filter. So when you put the cable back into the Moog and drive the filter, that's what I was going for there. FM sub, so using FM. So a lot of these, well, I'm using the single cycle waveform, but then I'm actually using FM as well. Really like that one. Pulse width mod, so I'm doing a bit of pulse width there. Let's just skip through them. Danny Days, does anyone remember that track? I can't even play it now. Boom, 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 boom. Something kind of along those lines. There was a Danny Days track that came out in 2010 with that kind of like deep house movement with the big booty basses, and it was just fucking amazing. That's what that was based on. Really resonant bass. Bicep-y stuff. And you can play the notes like, or you can add those classic slides in there. And a saw version as well called quadricep for a different flavour of that. A lot of these have got some really cool tones because I've used a lot of FM style stuff. Satari's pretty cool, isn't it? A cat. You always need a cat in a preset pack. I can't believe I called it that. Obviously, I could never work for Electron with a name like Cuntalini, putting stuff like that in there on an official preset pack. So that's a little nod to spiritualism. I actually am very into spiritual stuff, but people that use it in a narcissistic way. So that's a reference there. Just a little joke that popped into my head while I was making it, just because it sounded a little bit Eastern. And as I was playing it, I was getting like a little bit kind of wanky with the keys, like playing it like this for like ages, and then it just popped in my head. I just thought, yeah, let's move on from that. This is what you get when I don't plan a video. You just get unfiltered James Orvis that swears a lot. I can see myself using this one a lot, the Transfizz one, great for melodic stuff. I liked this one. It's a bit loud. And I feel like I'm going to use this one day in like a 90s style breakbeat track. Just like as like a top lead in a breakdown. I like that. Plinky. Need some little plinky plucks. Gristle was a bit of a weird one. I just got to this like weird place with a patch, and I was like, this is too abrasive for a pack. And I was like, nah, do you know what? Chuck it in. Someone might find it useful. Gristle, obviously a nod to throbbing Gristle. Just a little bit of kind of like feedback noise type stuff. I used this one 2 times in the preset sounds because I just really liked it. Dutty. Kill. Let's just blast through them now because I want to get to the end of this video. Oh, so these two, let's just pay a bit of attention because I love these two. Manchester. Just so iconic sounding, innit? Like, with the slides as well. Bum nuts. Liverpool. So this was kind of like the alternate version of that. Twanger, we've covered that one. Raspy, I like it. It's like struggling against that distortion. So you don't get clean sounds with me. A lot of them can be used cleanly, but I like to push machines and see what tones I can get from them in a usable stylistic way. The flocked one's really nice for your kind of melodic stuff. Blocks is good. Just another kind of example of how you can make it sound organic and real, which is why it's called blocks. And my camera's going to run out, so we'll finish up there. I've actually got 1 minute left. So yeah, so that's pretty much it. I'm going to stop recording and I'm going to bring up the camera again and record another 20 to 30 minute video where we go deeper into sound design, and that will be coming up within the next few days or maybe next week. So yeah, if you want to get the pack, you can either sign up below, that I'll put a link there or something. Highly recommend the Techno pack as well. You can get both of them on discount at the moment. So follow the links to the new website and you should be able to find them on there. So my name's James Orvis from Synthackers. Yes, you heard that right. I'm going to start calling this channel Synthackers instead of Mix Hackers or James Orvis. And that's going to be a slow progression on the website as well. So I'll explain more of that as we I'm so tired. I will explore that later in future videos. By the way, I'm just rushing these out because I'm kind of going on a holiday in a day or two, and I'm not going to be back for a couple of weeks. So just trying to push a bit of content out there before I head off. So yeah, apologies for the off-the-cuff manner of these videos. I'm sure it's been fun and entertaining anyway. And in the next one, I'll bring out some more. Oh god, I can't even talk properly anymore. Some more of my sound design knowledge in the next video. So this is going to be unfiltered. I apologize for that. Unedited. I don't care. I'm just going to put it up. And hopefully you enjoyed it. So I'll see you in the next video.